for joining us today. We're going to have that presentation from Connecticare and Emblem in just a minute. Want to thank everybody for taking your time with us today. I know everybody's got crazy busy schedules, but and of course Valentine's Day is coming right up here. But let's talk a little bit about our monthly lead program. We have our $500 reimbursement program. That's every month, leads towards Medicare sales. We also have our T65 program, which is the seminar program, which turnkey. We have a lead vendor that sets that up for you, fills the seats, takes all the RSVPs. We even provide you with the presentation. You don't have to create your own. It is a fantastic program, can be very helpful as far as those T65 sales that I know we all want to make. Bear with me 1 minute, guys. I apologize. I still haven't gotten that presentation yet. Eddie, are you on the line with us? Do you happen to have the presentation?
Can you hear me, Steph?
I can hear you. Yep, it still hasn't come over to me though.
Okay, I just sent it twice. I'm so sorry we're having all these issues.
Don't even worry about it. We're gonna figure it out. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Hang on 1 second. I think I've got it going now. So you'll just have to. Okay. Can you guys all see my screen?
Yep, I see it.
Perfect. 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 So now you may go ahead and take over the show. Thank you, Paula and Eddie, both for coming on with us today. Can't tell you how much we appreciate your partnership and obviously you coming out to help educate our agents.
We appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity. For anyone who missed, we had a training in January to sort of get everybody ready for the new year. And we appreciate Stephanie and the crew having us here for those who missed it, or even those who are having a refresher. We felt this training was a very important highlight of all the things that are sort of need to know for the beginning of a new plan year. So with that being said, I'll get started. And Steph, you can go ahead and move to the next slide. Okay, so here are the topics that we're going to cover. We've broken up this presentation into two different sort of areas, one for brokers, what a broker needs to know, and then one for the members. So it'll help educate you all on things that will help with communicating and supporting your members. So for brokers, we're going to go over broker portal stuff like reviewing your book of business and how you sort it, your application status, where to find it, where to find your commission statements, how to order over-the-counter catalogs and sales materials. We'll also review out-of-network dental claims. As you know, we still have wonderful dental options in our plans, and they are POS dental plans, so they allow members to go out of network, and we'll review a little bit of that. We also will review some med sup rates. We had an increase before the new year. We'll go over those sup rates and some more info on sups in general. For members, we will review the welcome packet, what it looks like, what it includes, so that when you are speaking to your member, I know we're, almost midway through February, but I'm still getting calls from brokers that are needing some help, or people that are just aging in or just coming onto a plan. So this is all stuff that's very helpful for you to be aware of as members come on board with Connecticare as a new plan. That's all right. Yep. And then we'll also go over, our over-the-counter benefit, as well as registering for Member Rewards Portal and that program, and how a member can complete the HRA survey. I think you all know how to complete it yourselves. But all right. So brokers, we can go ahead and skip the next slide. Yep. So as I'm hoping most of you on the call all have access and actively use your broker portal. This is the top heading is a snapshot of what your broker portal dashboard looks like. You have the toolbar up top, and we're going to focus on that little yellow highlighted area for applications. So when you submit an app through our broker portal, right, not through Connector, unfortunately, because that information, although we'll get the application, we're not going to register when it was completed and all that stuff. So if you're looking for an application to see when it was completed or where it is in the processing, you would go to your dashboard in broker portal and go to applications here, and you'll see there's two different options there. There's individual and family, which is where you go to look for your med sup applications that were submitted. Because MedSup falls under the individual and family category, or umbrella, if you will. And then Medicare is the second one. And obviously that's where you would look for all of your MAPD apps that were completed through the broker portal. So as I said, for MedSup, we have individual and family you're going to go to, and then you're going to choose from either an option of drafts, submitted apps, approved apps, enrolled apps, which means, you know, they're good to go. It's sort of the final step, okay? They're enrolled and likely active at that point. All of those different options will provide you with a client ID at that, you know, in that screen. You'll see the KID number over to the left, okay? I do want to point out here that when you're looking at your MedSup application status, if you see one that's in draft form or that's listed as being a draft, if you have already submitted a payment for those apps, but didn't hit submit to finalize the application, you will not be able to resume the draft and go ahead and submit it after the payment's been taken. So this is something I just want to spend a moment on because I've seen a lot of it in the past few weeks. When we're completing our MedSup app, and as you all know, if you haven't done it yet, but if you have, you know that when you are in a MedSup app and you go to enter the payment, a new screen opens up, okay? Because we have a new payment system. We're going through Chase now, and they open up a new screen. You enter all your payment information. You hit submit. It will complete. It'll give you a confirmation that the payment was submitted. You have to click done. This is a little technical and a little, you know, I know probably you might be rolling your eyes, but if you don't click done, it will not register to signify you to go back to the original application screen and hit submit. If you just close that window by Xing out of it, it will not register and attach itself, okay? If that makes sense. So you just want to make sure it's very, you know, sort of baseline intuitive that you have to hit done. You're done with this step. The window will close out. You will then have, hopefully, that screen, your original screen where you took the app, open, ready to hit submit, to submit that application, okay? And then the payment is attached to that app and you're good to go. So if you miss that last step, what I just said, and you don't hit done and you X out of that payment screen and you go back and you try to submit your app, it's not going to register and it will be kept in draft form. And the sad part about that is you're not going to be able to resume, okay? So please just be mindful of that when you're submitting MedSup. Okay, MedAdvantage. Same thing, you're going to go into applications, you hit Medicare, you'll have, you know, a drop-down menu of either looking at draft, submitted, pending, approved, rejected, or enrolled, okay? All of those categories, with the exception of draft, will let you know if you completed the HRA after that application. So that's another way you can audit your, you know, your book, if you will, and know what you can expect by way of bonus, which is paid 3 months after the effective date, okay? So again, when you're checking on your MAPD app, you want to go to the top toolbar in your broker portal, hit Medicare, you know, see where it's at in the processing stage. And if you completed an HRA for that app, you should be able to see it over to the right. You can move on, Steph. Okay, so in the same vein, looking at your book of business, individual and family, again, will be for your MedSup business. Move forward, Steph. I think I took the next one as a screenshot. Yes. So here's what once you hit book of business, individual and family, your book of business is going to come up right on the next screen, okay? And it will delineate what kind of product it was by the market segment column, which is the third one in. And you'll see these all happen to be MedSup, but if you happen to sell individual or marketplace, that will come up as the line of business in that column, so you can distinguish, okay? The client ID will also be here, as I mentioned earlier, for application status. The client ID is in the first column. Those are all blacked out, because we're not allowed to share that information. The client name will be there. You can see the original effective date, coverage start date, renewal date. I highlighted all the areas that you likely are going to want to look at. Okay, so this is for MedSup, and this is where you would go to look at book of business. You can move forward, Steph. Thank you. Also for MedSup, going to commissions, right? It will automatically populate right on that screen through the broker portal. So you'll have a page like this will come up, a screen like this will come up. They'll give you that graph. They will also, down below, you'll see commissions by month, and you'll see there's a hyperlink with each month. You can click on that where the red arrow is to December, and it will bring up that commission statement. Okay? It'll show you who it is, who it's for, and how much you're getting paid. So I think if we go to the next page, Steph, I might have broken that out. Yes, I did. So here we go. You would click on December. You see the reference of that commission statement. You can either highlight it in yellow there. You can either export it to Excel or download the PDF of your statement and save it to your desktop or print it or whatever you want to do. Okay. And that's your commission statements for MedSup. Moving forward, we're going to go on to talk about, before we do, let me discuss the the rates. No, that's all right, Steph, you were right. The next page is the MedSup rates. Yep. Since we're talking about MedSup, I think we just put this in here. So as you all know, we had some increases to Plan A, F, G, and N. Those are the new rates that are highlighted in yellow. Okay. Members, as far as paying premiums, as most of you know, if you take a MedSup app on our broker portal, you pay the first month's premium, but you are not allowed at that point in time to set up recurring payments. A member can do so after they've been enroll in their, member portal and choose to have recurring payments paid at that point. Okay. Through whatever means, their checking account or credit card. Okay. All right. So that's MedSup. I think we can move forward, and I think we'll tackle Med Advantage now. Yep. So book a business for Med Advantage, we're going to go to book a business in our broker portal on the top toolbar. We'll choose Medicare, and that is going to bring us to a single sign-on to our Evolve portal, which you all, I'm sure, are familiar with if you've been with Connecticare for a while. That was our original portal that housed Med Advantage commissions and books of business, and it stayed there. We can move forward, Steph. I think I have a picture of the Evolve portal. Yep. So it'll bring you to that first page, the top left there in purple. It says Emblem Health. It should automatically populate your email address and your password, and you can hit log on, and it'll bring you to your dashboard. And there's a little snippet of your dashboard right there below. And over to the left in Evolve is where the toolbar exists. Okay. And so when you're looking for your book of business, you logically go to book of business, click on book of business, and it will bring up this sort of blank screen in the middle with a purple search bar. Now, to see your entire book of business, all you got to do is click on that purple search bar. Okay. If you wanted to search for a particular person, you can do so by entering their name or their member ID. Okay. Or their MBI. All those areas up top that allow you to enter different pieces of information. So you can look up whomever you want. If you hit search, you see those little boxes right underneath all the areas of information you can enter. There's new members, show active, show inactive, and payment date. You can also click on any one of those boxes to further filter using one of those cursors. Okay. So say you want to look at your whole book of active business, you would choose show active, click the show active box, hit search, and your entire book of active business will come up. Okay. And I think if we go to the next page, I may have given a look at that. Yeah. So your book of business will populate. You'll all see this sort of top of the table. And I highlighted a few columns of information that would be helpful. Once your whole book populates, if you wanted to go ahead and search for somebody specific, you can do so in the highlighted search bar over to the right there in the middle of the screen. Or also, you can filter these columns by double clicking on each of them. So in other words, if you want to see, say you wanted to see all of your most current enrollees, you're going to double click on the effective date column, and it will bring all of the most recent effective dates to the top. Okay. Alternately, if you wanted to filter by plans, you want to see all your choice 3 people. If you double click on the plan column, it will group all of the plans, all the like plans together, and you can easily see them in those chunks. Okay. So that is your book of business and how you get there for MAPD. Next, I think we're going to talk about MAPD commission statements. Yep. So we're still in Evolve for MAPD, right? Because we already did the subs. So we're in Evolve. We want to just go to statements. You click on statements, and then the next page will bring you to, oops, nope, it won't. Excuse me, I'm lying. So you click on statements, and what will happen, I think I couldn't populate this page as a slide because there's too much information, private information on it. But basically, it'll bring up a page, and it will, just like it did for subs, list all of your statements by date. And you can click on them, and you can download those as well. Okay, and see, you can download them as a PDF, and you can see who was paid within each statement. I'm sure most of you have seen those paper statements for MAPD. You see who's been paid, how much has been paid, what their effective dates are, and what kind of plan and what plan they're in. Okay, so that's where you go for your MAPD commission statements. I'm sure everyone, that was the first place everybody was looking in January because we pay in a lump sum mid-January. So that's where you go to find out what you got. Okay. All right, we can move forward. Over-the-counter catalog. So, we've really tried to make this broker portal a one-stop shop, right? We try to pack everything we can into it. And in your broker portal, you have the ability to order materials for yourself and for your members, and specifically over-the-counter, okay, for your members. So what you would choose is you click on the More tab, which is normally the last tab on the top toolbar of your broker portal, and you click on that very first item there, Order Sales Materials. That is going to link you or bring you directly to our broker ordering site. And I think if we go to the next page, Steph, I have a few little snapshots here of what that looks like. So you're going to see your catalogs over to the left. You want to make sure you're in the current year's catalog. I think 2024 has been taken off there now anyway. So you have Connecticare 2025. You want to click on English or Spanish, whatever you're looking for. And then it's broken up into 3 categories: brochures, directories, formularies, or kits. So under brochures, there is the over-the-counter option. It's there highlighted in yellow, and you're allowed online to order a max of 10 of them. If you need more than that, shoot me an email or a text. Say, Paulette, I need 30. Whatever you need, I'm happy to get them for you, okay? And by the way, I'm not, I want to make sure everybody knows, if you don't have the time or need something in a pinch, you can always email, call, or text me, and I can do any of this stuff for you. But it's always helpful sometimes if you're doing stuff after hours, when most of us do, when the phones are quiet, and you're following up on some stuff at the end of the day, for you to know that you have these resources available to you and you can get it done yourself in your own time. So you click on however many you need there. Say you need one from, your member, Mary Smith. So you put one in the cart there, you add it to cart, and then as you follow the process through, when it comes to address to ship to, you put Mary's address, and we'll ship one right to Mary, okay? So really helpful in that, to get your members something. And you know what? Same goes for if they needed another, enrollment kit. They misplaced theirs and you can't see them. You can't get out to them yet. If you want to order them an enrollment kit, feel free. You can, click on one for the enrollment kit and send it over to Mary. Okay. Also, we'll point out here for you guys, directories and formularies are another thing that we offer, obviously, there. And promotional items. So if you have an event coming up and you need some pens or something, you can click on Connecticare promos there at the bottom and order some, okay, and have them shipped to your house. If you can't get in touch with me, or like I said, one of the times that maybe it's after hours. All right, I think we can move ahead here. Oh, so I just showed you, I just went over this, but basically you had 5 in the cart, you put however many you want in the cart. And if you wanted to, say you ordered a few of them, you want them shipped to yourself, you put your address in. If you ordered one and wanted sent to the member, you put their address in, you hit submit. And then the next screen, I believe is, so that's it. You hit submit and it will confirm your writing ID and that you've placed the order, and it'll say order received. Waiting approval. And just don't get alarmed by the waiting approval. They all get approved. It's just our system. And like I said, if the quantity you need is more than what they're allowing, please just reach out to me and I'll take care of it for you. Okay, now we can move ahead. ID cards. So For ID cards, you guys as brokers are not able to access an ID card online to order for your members. So if you need to do so for your member, please reach out to me. I'm happy to do it for you. The only time I don't have access to an ID card is if it's like really new. You know, you just enrolled somebody on Friday. I'm not going to have that ID card in my system yet as a PDF, and I can't get it to you. Okay. We normally send out ID cards within the first 14 days. And it's honestly closer to that 10-day mark once everything's been processed. Everything's gone to CMS. It's come back. The enrollment is complete. Then they will send out the order for the card, and they're printed, and then the PDF is uploaded to the files where I can access it. If I do get the PDF for you, it's going to come secure mail, just also so you know, okay? Because obviously it has their ID number on it, and that has to be sent secured. As far as ordering another ID card, I could do that for you too. A lot of people I know get their ID card, don't realize it's their ID card because it's in a nondescript envelope. They chuck it, they think it's junk mail, you know, and I look up in their file and it looks like, well, it was mailed back in November, but I guess they got it and may have thrown it away, or maybe it got lost in the mail. Who knows, you know, but just ask me, Paulette, could you please place an order? Yep, no problem. Place an order for another one. I'll verify the address with you and off it will go. Okay. If we don't do it, just so you know for your edification and to relate to your members, they can order themselves an ID card if they want to through their member portal. Okay. So, they just need to, you know, once they have their registration done for their member portal where they have a username and password, they can go in there and they can request an ID card. Okay. All righty. Let's move on. So as I mentioned earlier, you know, our dental program is a POS program where we allow out-of-network services. If a member goes out of network, they can be balance billed, okay? And you want to make sure they know that. We still have, you know, I won't go over each individual plan, but as most of you know, with Choice 3 and Passage, the dental is embedded this year. So they have preventive and a comprehensive benefit built in. And they can, even for their cleanings, they can go out of network. But I will say this probably for the 1,000th time, if it is a preventive service they're going for, if they're going for their cleanings, and, you know, they love their dentist, right? But their dentist is out of network. Maybe you can sort of talk them or educate them a little bit on, you know, the fact that their cleaning is normally done by a hygienist, and maybe they should just find an in-network dentist office that participates so they can get their cleanings and not have to be balance billed for that. For comprehensive services, I understand if they really want to go out of network because they really have a great relationship with maybe a provider that does not participate with HealthPlex for our plans. And that's okay. And if they do that, again, they can be balance billed, but we have available, and I can send all of this to you guys through Steph or Lisa or Teal. We have American Dental Association claim form. It's a standard claim form. And we also have a reimbursement form through HealthPlex that has the correct address on it and instructions on where to send it. So there's a couple of different scenarios that could happen. One would be the out-of-network dentist is willing themselves to file the claim. Wonderful. Okay, that's great. And maybe they'll bill you for your portion. Fabulous. Okay, but not every provider's, you know, that easygoing, I guess you can say. I've just recently seen a number of them say where they're billing their members up front, the member pays the bill, and then the member would have to fill out the claim form and reimbursement form, send it into HealthPlex to be reimbursed their out-of-pocket share. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? I hope explaining that properly. So you have a member, they're going to an out-of-network dentist. You can supply that member with the appropriate forms to be sure that a claim is submitted, and they can be, if they had to pay up front, they can be reimbursed for their, you know, for what they paid minus their actual responsibility. Okay. All right. I hope that was good. I feel that might have been a little confusing. I hope not. Okay. If you have any questions about that.
It sounded good. I got it.
Okay. You know where to find me if not. Okay, we can move ahead.
Oh, maybe, hang on.
All right, switching over to members. So this is stuff that will really help you guys support your members as they've come on board with Connecticare. Let's see what we have first for members. The welcome kit, naturally. So every member, after they've enrolled in a plan, will receive a welcome kit, okay? That does not come with their card, just so you guys are aware. Their card comes separately by itself, all right? Their welcome kit is exactly what it sounds like. It's going to give them all the information they need to know about starting with this new company and this new plan. So the member, it gives a little bit of information about the ID card. It explains to them what they'll see on their ID card, where the important numbers are on their ID card. If they need to contact member services, of course, it's on the back of the card, et cetera, where they can find their ID number, what co-pays are for primary and specialist. If they have a dental plan, it will list that, okay? So it'll tell them a little bit about their card. It will also give them a little bit about the Medicare Connect concierge service, which is talking about member services and what they can expect when they call in and what they can ask about and the type of services they can help with. Okay, so it gives the number right there in the welcome kit that will mimic what's on the back of their card, or I should say mirror, and it gives the hours that you can call in and all that, okay? In addition, let's move forward. It will also help the member identify as if they don't know. I mean, most of these people, unless they're brand new to, Medicare, most of these people know how stuff works, but we give them this nice graph of if it's an emergency, where you go, you follow, the arrows, and, you can see there. So if it's an emergency, can you see someone at your doctor's office? If the answer is no, then you follow. If the answer is yes, then, so they follow this graph and they can sort of understand the different services that are available in certain situations for them with this plan. Okay, we'll move forward. Teledoc is something that's on all of our plans, and Teledoc and telehealth are different, right? Teledoc is your member's personal doctor, and if they are able excuse me, I just said that wrong. Teledoc is the national network of doctors that if your member is traveling and needs to see a doctor, they can use the Teledoc app, and we offer it for $0 copay on all of our plans. And they're speaking to board certified doctors that can prescribe the medications, okay, if need be, and it's available to your members 24/7, okay? We also have telehealth on our plans. Telehealth is for their own personal doctors from home. Maybe they can't get out to see the doctor. And if their provider, whether it be their cardiologist, their PCP, is willing to do a virtual call with them, they can use that telehealth benefit that we offer, and they would pay the copay associated as if, they were seeing them in person, whichever one it is for that particular provider, okay? Okay, so they tell them a little bit about that in the welcome kit. We can move forward. It talks about the rewards program in the welcome kit, which is very helpful and something, this is a great opportunity now that we're, in February, and if you want to touch base or drip on your members, make sure everything's okay, this is a great topic to do so with. The member rewards program is a wonderful program for your members where they can earn a monetary, reward for different services that they receive, and all those rewards are loaded onto a prepaid MasterCard that they receive in the mail, and they have they have a separate portal for those rewards. They can follow them. They can go ahead, and that is the portal where they can complete the HRA. If you as the broker were not able to complete the HRA for them at time of enrollment, they can complete their HRA themselves within the first 90 days of being enrolled through their member rewards portal under the wellness tab. I think we'll go through that in a minute. But so in the welcome kit, it tells them about the rewards program, and it tells them when they can register. So here I have it highlighted. If you are new to Connecticare as of February 1, 2025, and any month thereafter, you can register for the program 4 to 6 weeks after your effective date. Okay, it gives us time to get their enrollments complete, get their cards out to them, because they cannot activate their portal until they have, their ID number and their card and their plan is effective. Okay. So it gives a little bit of background on that. We can move forward. This gives a small snapshot of some of the rewards that they can earn. Obviously, if you completed their HRA for them, they will receive the reward for that. It's $50. If you were not able to complete it and they do it themselves, you can bring it up to them at that point as well. They can go ahead and complete their assessment. They'll earn a $50 reward. You, by the way, as the broker, will still receive your bonus as well. But it tells them all the different services, screenings and things, breast health screenings. So if a woman gets her mammogram, she's going to earn $50. If they sign up for paperless in the regular member portal, they get $25. So on and so forth. As claims come in, the rewards are loaded onto the card. Okay. And they can follow that, as I mentioned, in their member rewards portal. Okay, we can move forward. The welcome kit gives a nice background and explanation and some FAQs on our over-the-counter program, right? We use Nation's Benefit, Nation's OTC for our over-the-counter benefit. On all of our plans except for our DSNP, our one DSNP plan, it is a mail order program. We do have the ability to do it online, over the phone, through the mail, and they can also download the app on their, if they have a smartphone, they can download the app and do it through their phone. All the information they need, is pretty much here in this snapshot, how they can check their card balance, where they call in, what is the online address they can go to. It's all included in here. There's a QR code there where they can scan and get the catalog. So we've tried to make it as accessible as possible. And I do, think that, if you don't already have this because you were on our January call and you got this information, request it from me and I'll be happy to send it for you, because this stuff that we're providing you with is really helpful for you to know for when members call in with questions. This is really, really helpful. Okay. All right. We can move forward. We talk a little bit about member portal here, right? Introducing your new member to their portal and how we are encouraging them to sign up and register for their portal. It's a wealth of resource for them. And it tells them how to register for their portal. They can download the, My Connecticare mobile app and sign in there as well and keep it with them on the go. Their sign-in looks very much like, our sign-in, right, for brokers. So they would register. It's highlighted in yellow at the bottom right side of the page there. And there will be, authentication as well. But it walks them through how to do that. We can move forward. Also in the member welcome kit, we give them information about the communication and what kind of communication we offer as a carrier with our active members. So we want to make sure that our members trust, the communication we're having with them and don't trust things that we won't normally do. So, we may actually contact them to offer in-home and virtual health assessments with a licensed clinician if they're due for a wellness exam. And if they take medicines for chronic health conditions, right, which we would know through their Express Script account, we may reach out for services that may benefit them if they have certain conditions. And at the bottom here, which is important and why I think they put this in here, is when they're in doubt about a call or hang up, right? And they'll give you some, typical things that most companies tell you, that will never ask for your social security number, your driver's license number, obviously any banking information, and protected family names and things like that, or your actual MBI. So, and if they ever suspect anything like that, to please call that number and report it. So, again, this is just for member safety, and we want to bring that to their attention in their welcome kit. We can move forward, Steph. Here's other important numbers that your members may need: behavioral health services, dental, hearing. And obviously all these numbers that we're listing, if they ever, they have all of the resources that you do in the sense of the general public-facing Connecticare.com website, where you can look up a doctor, and you can do all of that without being signed in as anybody, without being signed in as a broker, as a member, as me. You could use those public-facing the site to look up all of those things. So your members can do that as well. But if they, if they like, they have all these phone numbers, they can also call and ask questions regarding providers or, needs relating to that specific service or benefit. Okay. Okay, we can move forward. So as far as over the counter, as I mentioned earlier, we know it's mail order only. This is the front cover of the catalog. On the inside cover, I'm not sure, Steph, if you can go forward one. I don't know if I gave a look. Yeah. So if you go into the catalog, on the inside cover, you'll see it gives all the options for ordering that I've already gone over. There's the, the app through the phone, through the mail. They can call, they can go online. If they want to order a catalog, they can do so by calling member services. They can also call Nations OTC using option 6. Their broker can order for them, right? And we walk through that. So make it very accessible for them. They can also scan the QR code online and access the catalog. So many different ways to get access to our over-the-counter. Okay, we can move forward. So as you see here from this graphic, this is just showing you what the over-the-counter benefit is for each of the plans in our portfolio. Most notably, Choice 3 and Passage. Choice 3 at $50 a month and Passage at $75 a month. I mentioned our DSNP plan earlier. That is the only plan we have that actually gets an OTC card. It's $60 a month. They can use anywhere where they see the OTC logo. I think, Walmart, Walgreens, all the usual suspects. But if you have a member who's a DSNP member who can't leave their house to go use the card in person, they have a separate catalog. We use that through Convey, our vendor at Convey, and we can order their catalogs as well. You could do it the same way as I showed you the Nations OTC through the broker portal. You can order it the same way. It's just a different item, obviously. So I just wanted to make note of that. Our DSNP members have a different catalog if they can't leave home. Okay. All righty, we can move forward. This just goes through all of the categories. We all know what OTC covers, but okay, we can move forward. Okay, so as far as the member rewards program, as I mentioned earlier, we want to encourage our members to register for their rewards portal. They can do so by, going to member rewards, the actual address they go to. They can do it through their member portal. They can click on rewards and it'll bring you to, register for the member rewards portal. And when they have registered, if they need to complete their HRA themselves, this is sort of why we did this, they would go to the health and wellness tab in their member rewards portal, okay, which is the black arrow up top pointing to health and wellness. And then when wellness program comes up, there's a little blue get started button down there. And we're going to click on that. I think we can move forward. Yep. And then to complete the HRA, they don't show where. It's in the health and wellness tab. You hit get started and it's in there. I'm surprised I thought we had it highlighted. There we go. Thank you. So sorry about that. So the health risk assessment will populate. They can, when they're complete with all the questions, if they've answered all the questions, they can hit submit and it will register and it will automatically, earn them a $50 reward. Okay. So if you see under health and wellness, under get started, there's health assessment. It's a box that comes up and there's a hyperlink to questionnaire there. It's in the middle of the screen with a black arrow. Okay. And then the questions will populate. All right, we can move forward. Okay, so all the attachments, if you do want this presentation and you want access to all of this info, shoot me an email, ask Steph, whatever, we can get it to you. Whether you ask Ed's office or you ask me directly, I'll make sure everyone has it so you can, it could be shared with you. Yeah, So just send me a quick email, or Steph or Lisa or Teal. Okay, I think that might be it.
We also recorded today's webinar, so everybody that's registered for today's webinar is going to get a copy of the recording, and I have the presentation, so we can just go ahead and attach that and send it along as well.
All right, and I'll send you the other attachments, the welcome, the actual welcome. Yep, I'll send that to you.
Okay, so we had a couple of questions.
Yeah.
What state is this available in? It is just in Connecticut. And then Emblem, of course, is in New York.
Correct.
The next question, can Connecticare MA apps be done on Sunfire?
Yes, they can be done on Sunfire, but as I mentioned earlier, I think the one thing that we like to point out is that your HRA can only be complete, in order for a broker to complete an HRA for an enrollee, it has to be done through the Connecticare broker portal, no other platform.
Okay, and then that kind of leads into the next question that's here. Is the HRA for all plans or just for DSNP plans?
All plans. It's a $125 bonus for brokers for MAPD and $100 for DSNP. So $125 non-DSNP, $100 for DSNP.
And is that the same for Emblem?
You know, I am not sure.
Steph. We only pay for DSNPs for Emblem, and it's $50.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Eddie.
No problem.
The voice from the cloud. Okay, that was all we had for questions. Does anybody else have any questions they would like to put in the chat? And I'm definitely going to ask if you guys have anything more you need to know about.
I hope that was helpful for everyone.
What's that?
I hope that was helpful. I think these are a lot of the, areas that I've been getting calls on over the past 6 weeks.
Yeah, definitely very helpful. A lot of good information. We appreciate you guys coming out today to join us. And I don't see any extra questions in the chat. So I guess we're going to let everybody get back to your day. I hope you can all see my screen now. I switched back to the information for Crowe. Obviously, all of our stuff is out on YouTube. Please check out our page at Crowe Medicare. This webinar will be out there as well once we get that put out for everybody. That'll usually be probably about tomorrow, maybe later today or tomorrow. My information as sales director for Crowe, right down here at the bottom of the screen, and then Lisa right down below me as the broker manager. If you guys have any questions, if you are not contracted with Connecticare or Emblem at this point and you want to be, please reach out. We can definitely get you those contracts. If there's anything else that we can help with, please reach out to myself or Lisa, and always Paulette and James as well. Thanks again to you guys for coming out and presenting to our agents today. And I think that's it. We're just going to wrap it up.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.
You too.